Relationships are the heart of our lives. Whether romantic, familial, professional, or friendly, they shape how we feel, how we grow, and how we see ourselves. But what truly makes a relationship thrive is not just love or compatibility. It's emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions in a way that builds connection instead of conflict. Today, we're diving into how emotional intelligence transforms relationships and how you can start applying it right now. Let's begin with a simple truth. Emotions are not the enemy. They're messengers. They show up to tell us something important. But when we confuse emotions with feelings, we get stuck. Emotions are immediate, like anger, sadness, joy. Feelings are the stories we build around those emotions, like resentment, insecurity, or shame. Emotional intelligence helps us separate the two. It gives us the clarity to respond instead of react. Self-awareness is the foundation. If you don't know what you're feeling, you can't communicate it. And if you can't communicate it, misunderstandings grow. Think about the last time you felt hurt in a relationship. Did you say, "I'm feeling overwhelmed"? Or did you lash out, shut down, or pretend everything was fine? Emotional intelligence invites us to pause, name what's happening inside, and share it with honesty. Emotional regulation is the next step. It's not about suppressing emotions, it's about holding space for them without letting them take over. In relationships, this means learning to breathe through discomfort, to listen even when you disagree, to stay present when things get tense. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. When we bring emotional mastery into our relationships, everything changes. Conflicts become conversations. Silence becomes understanding. Distance becomes closeness. And most importantly, we stop trying to fix others and start showing up as our whole selves. That's where real connection begins. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how we handle it determines whether we grow closer or drift apart. Emotional intelligence gives us the tools to navigate conflict with grace, empathy, and clarity. It helps us move from blame to understanding, from defensiveness to connection. And that shift can change everything. The first step is self-awareness. When tension rises, pause and ask yourself, what am I really feeling? Is it anger or is it hurt? Is it frustration or is it fear? Emotions versus feelings matter here. Anger might be the surface emotion, but underneath, you might feel rejected or misunderstood. Emotional intelligence helps you dig deeper so you can express what's true instead of reacting from pain. Next comes emotional regulation. In the heat of conflict, it's easy to say things we don't mean or shut down completely. But emotional regulation teaches us to breathe, to slow down, to choose our words with intention. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. When you regulate your emotions, you create space for real dialogue instead of emotional explosions. Boundaries are another key element. Emotional intelligence helps you set boundaries that protect your mental health without punishing others. You can say, "I need time to process before we continue," or "I'm not okay with being spoken to that way." These boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. They show respect for yourself and invite others to do the same. Trust also grows through emotional mastery. When you consistently show up with honesty, empathy, and accountability, people feel safe with you. They know you'll listen, not judge. That you'll own your mistakes, not deflect. That you'll stay, even when things get hard. And that kind of trust is the foundation of every strong relationship. In the next part, we'll explore how emotional intelligence deepens intimacy, strengthens communication, and helps us love without losing ourselves. Because the most powerful relationships are built not just on love, but on emotional wisdom. Intimacy, a profound concept that transcends mere physical closeness, is fundamentally tied to emotional safety. It involves being seen, heard, and accepted for one's authentic self, and here, emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in fostering such connections within relationships. An understanding and appreciation of one's own emotions, coupled with the recognition of others' feelings, can create a profound connection that surpasses verbal communication, establishing trust, depth, and genuine affection. Central to this discussion is the importance of effective communication. Emotional intelligence enhances one's ability to articulate needs without unwarranted guilt while fostering empathetic listening devoid of judgment. For instance, adopting a shift from accusatory phrases like, "you never understand me," to vulnerable expressions such as, "I feel disconnected when we don't talk about what matters to me," can pave the way to intimacy. This transformation from fault-finding to open vulnerability invites partners to engage with sincerity, promoting understanding rather than defense. Furthermore, the role of self-awareness cannot be overstated. Recognizing and understanding one's emotional patterns, such as the tendency to withdraw when hurt or become defensive when criticized, enables individuals to pause and self-correct before these patterns dictate their behavior. A statement like, "I notice I'm shutting down right now, and I don't want to," exemplifies this self-awareness, offering honesty that nurtures emotional safety. It conveys that while one is not infallible, they are consciously present, a crucial element for fostering intimacy. Emotional regulation is another facet of emotional intelligence that contributes significantly to maintaining equilibrium during contentious moments. Instead of succumbing to impulsive reactions comprising anger or silence, emotional regulation encourages individuals to pause, reflect, and respond in ways aligned with their values. Expressing sentiments like, "I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need a moment to process," demonstrates emotional mastery. Here, it is not about exerting control over emotions, but rather honoring them while preventing them from overshadowing rational responses. When both parties in a relationship commit to cultivating emotional intelligence, remarkable transformations occur. Change is one of the greatest tests of any relationship. Whether it's a new job, a move, a loss, or a shift in priorities, change challenges our emotional resilience and our ability to stay connected. Emotional intelligence helps us navigate these transitions with empathy, flexibility, and strength. It reminds us that relationships aren't static. They're living, evolving spaces that require care and intention. When someone you love is going through a hard time, emotional intelligence allows you to support them without losing yourself. You don't have to fix their pain or carry their burden. You just have to be present. You can say, "I'm here for you," instead of offering advice they didn't ask for. You can listen without interrupting, validate without judging, and hold space without rushing the healing. That's emotional mastery in action. Self-awareness also helps you recognize your own limits. Supporting someone doesn't mean ignoring your needs. Emotional intelligence teaches you to check in with yourself. Am I feeling drained? Do I need rest? Can I show up without resentment? These questions protect your mental health and ensure that your care is sustainable, not self-sacrificing. Emotional regulation becomes essential during conflict or stress. When emotions run high, it's easy to say things we regret or shut down completely. But emotional intelligence helps you pause, reflect, and respond with clarity. You can say, "I'm feeling overwhelmed right now and I need a moment," instead of reacting impulsively. That kind of emotional maturity creates safety, even in chaos. Personal growth within relationships means learning to adapt. It means accepting that people change, and so do dynamics. Emotional intelligence helps you embrace that change with curiosity instead of fear. You stop clinging to how things used to be and start asking, "What do we need now?" That question opens the door to deeper connection, even in uncertain times. In the final part, we'll bring everything together: how emotional intelligence creates lasting love, resilient partnerships, and relationships that elevate your life. Because when you grow emotionally, your relationships grow with you. Emotional intelligence is the foundation of lasting relationships. It's what allows us to love deeply without losing ourselves, to grow together without growing apart, and to face challenges with empathy instead of ego. When we cultivate emotional wisdom, we don't just improve our relationships, we elevate them. We turn ordinary connections into extraordinary ones. Emotional mastery means showing up with intention. It's choosing to listen when it's easier to argue. It's expressing your truth without needing to be right. It's knowing when to speak and when to simply hold space. These choices build trust, safety, and intimacy. They create a relationship where both people feel seen, valued, and free to be themselves. Self-awareness keeps you grounded. It helps you recognize your triggers, your patterns, your needs. Instead of projecting your pain onto others, you take responsibility for it. You say, "This is mine to heal." That kind of ownership transforms relationships. It shifts the dynamic from blame to growth, from reaction to reflection. Emotional regulation helps you stay steady through life's ups and downs. When things get hard, and they will, you don't collapse or explode. You breathe. You pause. You respond with clarity. That stability becomes a gift to your partner, your family, your friends. It's the anchor that keeps the relationship strong, even in stormy seasons. And perhaps most importantly, emotional intelligence reminds you that love is a practice. It's not just a feeling, it's a daily choice.
To be kind, to be honest,
To be present.
to grow.
When you bring emotional wisdom into your relationships, you create a space where love can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Inner Sense. If this message resonated with you, share it. Because the world needs more emotionally intelligent relationships, and you have the power to create them, starting with how you show up today.